Sure.
Awesome.
Got it.
Here we go.
Great. All
Hi.
right. Hi. So let's start with the cat portion. So you grew up with cats and you have
Yes. Three.
also three.
Yeah,
So I saw an interview with you where you said one of them sings along with you.
he does. Yeah, we found this out during the pandemic, actually, when we were all like relegated to being home and, um, sometimes work obligations would come up where my husband and I would like have to sing, like, on a talk show or something. And
Right.
found out like very early into the pandemic that one of our cats like really likes to try to harmonize with us, which was sweet. Like sometimes if we were doing like an Instagram live together, but a totally different thing if you're
Right.
trying to record something at home. And remember those early days where we were all figuring out what our setup was and what part of our
Mhm.
house were we going to be in. And it's like I could lock him in a room and then you'd hear him still on camera, like banging on the door to get out. So it was pretty chaotic. But yeah, he likes to sing with us.
So do you ever bring the cats into like the studio or on set with you?
No, but you know what? I feel like we should record them like on our iPhones or something and then use that sound effect somewhere in the music.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
just
that's true.
Easter egg for people somehow.
So how did the collaboration with the book come about?
Yeah, I've actually worked with Cat Chow in the past with Purina and I obviously being a lifelong cat lover, I don't know. They came to me and it felt like a really easy, seamless partnership. They're celebrating 60 years. And so they're publishing this book, which is 60 years, 60 stories, celebrating the extraordinary impact of cats. They have mined and asked for thousands of entries. They sort of cut it down to 60 stories of real life pet owners out there and the impact that cats have had on their lives. It's a really perfect holiday gift for folks out there. You can get it at catchow.com/60 years. And all of the proceeds from the book actually are benefiting an organization, a nonprofit called Pet Partners, which recognize and train animal therapy teams. So pet owners and their kitty cats to go and help people feel better and get some extra little kitty snuggles in. So it's kind of a win-win, you know?
So how did your pets help you during COVID? I saw that you also have two dogs, right?
Yeah, well, no, we only have one dog. One of our
Oh, I'm
doggies
sorry.
passed away during COVID.
Um,
It's okay. It happens. It's the horrible part of loving these guys. But yeah, so we have three cats and one dog. Just having the companionship during such a crazy, isolating, confusing time was everything. Like obviously none of us had spent that kind of concentrated amount of time at home and being able to spend that much time with them. And then I found out I was pregnant during COVID and getting to spend even more time with them. It was like the perfect time to be trapped in at home with them, truth be told.
so let's go to your holiday celebration. So, where will you celebrate the holiday?
Yeah, we're gonna be home. We just moved actually. So I feel like this year is really special because we'll be kind of really putting down roots in like our
Mhm.
family home and figuring out like what our traditions are gonna be. And we have extended family actually that are very close. So
Nice.
it'll feel like a proper like holiday altogether this year, which I'm excited about. Last year we were in New York because I was working and that was cool in its own right, but it's nice to be like home this year.
Do you have any holiday traditions that you did as a child that you pass on?
Yeah, I mean, it's silly, but my parents claim that their first year of being married and having like the holiday together, they didn't have any food in the house. So they had breakfast for dinner on Christmas Eve. And so we did that throughout my childhood, which feels silly, but we loved it. And I was like, let's do that this year with the boys. And my husband's like, okay. So I'm like pancakes and waffles and eggs and bacon and toast and all of that. We're
That's
gonna do
nice. Actually, that's really
breakfast
nice.
on Christmas Eve. And beyond that, I don't know. Like, I would love to incorporate, we're a pretty musical family. So
Mhm.
I would love to have like extended family over and incorporate like singing Christmas music or something on Christmas Eve or Christmas night or something. So that I think is going to be a part of a new tradition we're starting this year too.
Nice. Do your pets get gifts?
Yes. Everyone has a stocking, so
Okay.
they will get like stocking stuffers. But really, the gifts for the cats are like jumping in empty cardboard boxes and like
That's true.
playing with crinkled up wrapping paper. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
Um, do you have a New Year's resolution yet?
I'm not big on resolutions. I'm
Okay.
more on like a setting a goal. Like I definitely want to be better about taking care of myself. I feel like I have been very focused on family, which is the way it should be, but I want to strike a little healthier balance between taking care of myself too. Like I'm sick perpetually because of my children. So I would love to like get my immune system in balance and a little stronger so I can fight colds a little better because I just feel like I have been taken down systematically like every time my kids get sick. And my mental health, like all of it. I feel a
Okay.
little like cattywampus right now. So that's going to be my goal for 2024.
Okay. Well, I have to ask you about This Is Us because I was a huge fan.
Hey,
Is it true that you had four failed pilots before that?
five, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. It's crazy.
Shows that got like made and then never got picked up and aired.
Right, right.
It's like it's a really crestfallen feeling to be like, this is maybe happening, and like you
Yeah.
get to know the crew and you get in character and you're like, oh my
Right.
gosh, you start imagining what life would be to work with these people every day, and then it doesn't ever come to fruition, and it's pretty gutting.
Do you still keep in touch with the cast? Do you guys have a group chat
We
on
do have a
text?
group chat. Yeah, we do keep
Oh,
up. I wouldn't say it's like every day, but
right, right.
if something like big happens in people's lives, or like right now, Justin's shooting a TV show and he's working with one of our executive producers and
Oh,
directors.
okay.
So we've been going back and forth like with pictures of them on set and stuff and
Nice.
thing. And but yeah, they're like we will all be family for the rest of our lives.
Do you have any memorable stories from the set of that show?
Um, I mean, yeah, I don't even know where to start. It's but I mean, it's so many memories, and it's just crazy. Like we all went through this very important chapter of our lives together. And like last night we had the Doctor Death premiere, and like two of my children came, Hannah and Logan, like two of my teenage children who are
Aw,
growing up now. And John
great.
Huertas, who played Miguel, like came, and and the night before I was in Vegas seeing you too with Chris Sullivan and his wife. And
Wow.
like we're all so
Right.
close still, and we're all still in each other's lives that like, yeah, I can't imagine this. It was such a formidable experience for all of us.
You guys should do a Christmas movie. You know how like a lot of cast do.
Should. I mean, honestly, I think we're all on board to do like any sort of reunion, whatever that looks like. Count me in.
Um, so I thought another interesting part of your story was the fact that you started, which I never knew about this, that you started singing the national anthem in Florida,
Yeah.
where you're from, and your mom made cookies. That's really interesting.
He did. I went with my dad to an Orlando Magic game, and I saw a kid come out and sing the national anthem around my age. And it was like
Mhm.
a light bulb moment for me. I remember thinking like, what? I could sing the national anthem. I could have that experience.
Mhm.
So we found out that you had to send in an audition tape, and I, put myself on VHS, and then my mom very graciously went and hand delivered it with some fresh baked cookies. And I think that's what sealed the deal. And I got chosen to sing the national anthem for the Magic.
Wow. And you toured with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Do you have any memorable moments from that time?
I mean, I went from watching their music videos
Yeah,
on
that's
TV,
crazy.
like getting ready for school, to like eight
Yeah,
months later being on the road with them. So all
right.
of it was memorable. Like it was unfathomable to me. Like, and for the Backstreet Boys, it was their Millennium Tour. Remember that was
Oh, yeah.
the round where like they all flew in. It was epic.
Yep.
I went from being like I was a fan, and yet I got to open for them, and like in arenas with 20,000 girls with glow sticks. It was the
That's
craziest
crazy.
chapter of my
That's
life.
really crazy.
Yeah.
Um, is it true that you met your husband on Instagram?
All you're getting into all of the hits. Yes, I met him because of Instagram. It was like pre-sliding into DMs. I don't even know if that was a thing then.
Yeah, I know what you
I
mean. Yeah.
I didn't know who they were, and I posted about them, but I didn't tag them or anything because I was like such a Luddite when it came to I was very like
Right,
an
right.
adopter of Instagram. But a mutual friend of ours is like, did you see that Mandy posted about you? And he
Oh,
obviously
interesting.
found a way to like get my email and sent me an email, and then we sort of started corresponding. But yeah, like Instagram is definitely what bridged the gap and brought us
Right.
together, because I don't know how we would have met otherwise.
What advice do you have for moms? And is it true that you're in a mom club with Hillary Duff, Megan Trainor, and Ashley Tisdale? Are you still in it? Well, now you moved. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean we weren't in a physical like a club, but like we all had babies around the same time during the pandemic. And Hill used to host a class at her house. Like it started out as a music class and then it became like a movement class. And
Nice.
now everybody's like started preschool, so we don't need those sorts of classes in the same way
Right.
anymore. But we're all still on like a mom group chat and it's an incredible
Nice.
resource. That would be my advice is like find your community and
Right.
lean on
Yep.
your community. Like don't no one is meant to do this by themselves. Like it
Yes.
really does take a village for a reason. And the amount of times that like any one of us in our little moms group has like leaned on the someone from the group as like a
Mm.
resource, whether it's like, hey, does anybody know a great place to get like a kid's birthday cake, or
Yeah.
um does anyone have a someone that could help me with childproofing? Like
Right.
it spans the gamut. So like being able to lean on people is such an important part of being a parent. No one should do this by themselves. Like
Right.
you need community, so that would be my advice. And yes, I feel very lucky to like have all of them, especially like Hill. She's the ultimate mom. I mean, she has another baby on the way.
Mhm.
She's just like, she is superstar mom. I'm so lucky to be friends with her.
So nice. Let's go to the actor strike. You
Yeah.
were there, and what can
Yeah.
you tell us about that? And then I read an article where it said that you were, open about the fact that you were getting checks for like 81 cents. So what can you tell us about that now that it's in the past?
I'm really glad that there was a resolution found and that
Mm.
a fair deal was made and that actors came out the other end like with some huge wins in that regard. And yeah, I mean, I think it was important for all of us to put ourselves on the line and speak to our real life experience of what it means to be a working actor. I
Yeah.
am in an incredibly fortunate position and a rarefied position as an actor. And I have made an extraordinary living. And I'm still doing this 25 years later, which is to me the definition of any sort of success is the longevity. And that's the name of the game, I think. But I was only speaking to my personal experience that if this was what was happening to me, what was happening to the typical working actor who didn't even make
Right.
enough money, who didn't meet the threshold of making $26,000 a year to qualify for healthcare. So that's all I was trying to say. I wasn't complaining
Right.
about anything in any regard, but
Right. Right.
I think it was important for all of us to use whatever platform we had to draw attention to the huge disparity. And luckily, it seems like so much of that has been met. And I'm just happy that everybody can get back to work. And because really, it
Yeah.
was affecting so many people across the board. But our crews, which are like the lifeblood
Yeah.
of what we do, and the fact that everyone can get back to work now and be making a livable wage for their families is what is most important.
All right. So tell us about what's coming up for you. I saw that you'll be at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah,
So
I'm
cool.
playing. I'm gonna be singing a song, and my husband's on the bill, and some other fantastic
Nice.
people. Yeah, I mean, you can't say no when the opportunity arises to perform at like a historic landmark like Carnegie Hall.
Right.
So yeah, I think there will be some music next year. Obviously, Dr. Death comes out next week, and then kind of trying to figure out now that the strike is over, like what the next job is going to be, which is exciting.
Would you ever do Broadway?
I would love to. It terrifies me, but yes, I would
What would be a
in
dream
a
role for
heartbeat.
you?
Huh?
What would be a dream role on Broadway? Since this is a New York paper, I figure.
I mean, a dream role. That's so hard.
I
Like, I
know,
don't
I
know. I
know, I
think it
know.
would be fun. It would be fun to do an original piece. So that way I don't
Yes.
have the pressure of being compared to like the original cast or something. I'm such a huge Broadway fan. Yeah, I don't know what it would be, but like when the right role comes along in the right time in my life, that was my dream of all dreams. Like being on Broadway. I grew up doing musical theater. I went to musical theater camp. Like it was the pedestal, the peak to me. So one day when I really want to terrify myself, I'll dip my toe into those waters.
Right. All right, we have to wrap up, but can you just say hello to my Aunt Vera, who's a huge This Is Us fan? We used to text each other
Aunt
when it
Vera?
was on. Yeah, my Aunt Vera.
Oh, hi, Aunt Vera. How are you? I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you love the show. I'm so flattered, so honored, and yeah, thanks for watching all those years.
Oh my gosh, everybody loved the show, and I'm a huge fan of yours from back in the day. I have like candy on my, when we had iPods, but now I have it on my iTunes.
Oh, the good old iPod. I miss those days.
I know. Well,
Thanks,
thank you so
Angela.
much.
It was so nice to
Congratulations on
talk to
all your
you.
success.
I hope you have a great holiday.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks so
Angela.
much. Have a great holiday and weekend.
Thank
Bye.
you. Oh, yeah, it's
Thanks.
Friday. Oh my goodness.